What is up, everybody? To Reverse Steve here today. So apparently, this has been making the internet go a little wild over this one story right here, where a leaked document reveals Xbox depends on The Last of Us Part 2. Now, everybody knows The Last of Us Part 2 is a great game, whether you don't agree with the story of the game, but the gameplay, combat-wise, mechanics, all that technical stuff is top-notch. We can say that. So people at Microsoft, they reviewed the game like most companies do. They look at their competitions and see what the competition's best is doing and review it. So this is I don't understand why this is so like revolutionary right here. Like, okay, we know these companies do this because they all copy each other in some way or form, one form or another. They all copy each other, so we know they're looking at their competition's best and see what they're doing. So I don't know why this is really news, but okay, it's just like Sony guys just like I don't know, just something to talk about. It's just ridiculous. So let's get into the article. Companies conduct internal reviews of their competitors' products all the time. Like, this is something we know that happens all the time, so I don't know why this is a big shocker. It's just we seldom ever get to actually read them, read people's notes. I guess I'm taking down notes about the differences. The ongoing litigation between Apple and Epic Games is uncovering all kinds of industry secrets. Yeah, this thing has been going on too. I haven't really cared about following the Epic versus Epic Games story. I haven't really followed I didn't really care to follow that story either. So, however, such as this Microsoft review of The Last of Us Part 2, this was penned by a couple of staffers from the Xbox portfolio team, and is presented similar to the kind of review you read in the magazine or even on Push Square. Generally, the employees thoroughly enjoyed the game and describing it as the type of experience developers of narrative-based games should be aspire to accomplish with their character dialogue, presentation, and voice acting. However, they're extremely critical of the combat. Naughty Dog still can't seem to make decent gun combat in any of their games. This is no exception. So they critiqued The Last of Us Part 2, and apparently these PlayStation guys are really angry about this. They're upset about this. Like I was reading this one thread, right? There's one thread on Twitter, and then there's nothing but PlayStation fanboys in their feelings. It is like, this is ridiculous. They're so mad about this. It's just ridiculous. Um, this review goes on to grab about the weapon switching system before concluding that not every team has the talent or money to produce a game like it. We show and disagree with the complaints about the combat, to be honest. Pound for pound, we argue it's the most pulsating third-person shooter of the PS4 era. What all comes down to personal preference, we suppose. We wonder what these same servers would think of the title's upcoming multiplayer spinoff. To be honest, the combat and overall gameplay was leaps and bounds ahead of the story in the first game at least. Still, these aren't Xbox robots, these are real people with their own opinions. I don't think we should be judging them for their experiences. Yeah, like, it's like they forget that these people are actual like people who enjoy games and they gave their review about The Last of Us Part 2. But this comment section is the one I don't want to focus on. We want to focus on this one because these people are losing their minds in the comment section of this one. So this person wrote, and he has a PlayStation avatar too, so you know he's a diehard PlayStation guy. So he says, Microsoft are yet to publish a decent game. Don't know how any of their devs have the audacity. How do they even have the audacity to say anything about The Last of Us / Naughty Dog, one of the least well-respected and talented devs in the industry? How dare you talk about this Sony studio? These people are crazy. These people are crazy. It's like all he did was get a critique, get thoughts about The Last of Us Part 2, like everybody on Earth did when they played the game. They gave the critique about it. Now because there's some people who work for Xbox, they can't do it now. Like, it's just ridiculous. Please explain what's good combat is then, and Naughty Dog continues to set the bar higher and higher for each game. I'm curious to know what they think is so bad. Didn't they even play Uncharted 4, The Last of Us 2? They didn't like the combat, or they didn't think, or they probably didn't think, probably thought it can have some improvements, something like that. So I don't see what the big deal is. They gave their thoughts. These guys are losing it. Let's hope that when they're playing PlayStation games, Microsoft learns how to make real AAA quality games. Now, as the whole Microsoft got no games argument pops up again. Once again, it's a different variation saying they got no games. When off the top of my head, they released the Flight Simulator. They released Medium, which is like a Silent Hill type game. They released Gears 5, Gears Tactics. I don't know what else they released. It's going to go on top of the head, but they got Halo Infinite coming up soon. So I just don't get it. This whole no game thing from Microsoft. They literally just want everybody just to fast forward time for Microsoft to drop like every AAA exclusive they got right now. It's like It's a great thing that we got Game Pass and that we got these FPS boosts for these older games, and then we got the AAA, the third party games as well too. Because I don't understand this whole notion that only games that matter is just the exclusive games. It's like they only care about the exclusive games, and that's only exclusive games that they can use in their little fanboy arguments, like the ones that do well review wise, because they never talk about the exclusive games that do bad or have horrible scores. They never talk about those games. They only mention the ones that do really well. So this fanboy stuff is just annoying, and these guys are just losing in the comment section. The Last of Us 2 combat is top notch. 100 out of 100 can deny it. So he's saying it's perfect. I wouldn't say perfect, but I did enjoy the combat in The Last of Us Part 2, but come on, man. They want to say the combat is perfect. Critical of the combat, Night Dog still can't seem to make decent gun combat in any of their games. Oh, please, Xbox, respectfully keep your FPS mentality to yourself. I want to see the Sony portfolio review of Xbox. Xbox still can't seem to make decent games, even after buying publishers. No way they said the shooting is bad, LMAO. It's deliberately awkward in ways that play into the immersion. The hot swapping button they mentioned will cut into the vibe of the game is going for. In any of their games, the F and Uncharted series exists, with some of the best and more satisfying gunplay ever. I'm not even a fan of the Uncharted series. Like, I can't get into the Uncharted series. Like, I played 2 and I enjoyed that one. The rest of them was kind of like, yeah. It's like I play them and I get bored. I don't like the Uncharted series like that. I even don't own them all. I own all Uncharted games. I just can't get into it. I can see how people like it because it's very story intensive. It's very like action packed, but it just ain't boring games to me. Let's see. The quote made no sense because the gun combat is great. It's simply looking forward to the multiplayer. The gun combat is arguably the best aspect of the game. No one gives a F what company that hasn't released F all in 600 days. Why is this dude so angry? Jeez. Hasn't released F in all 600 days, thanks. Like, what does that even mean? They haven't released 600. So I'm assuming he means like exclusive games when they have released exclusive games. I don't understand when people keep saying they haven't released stuff in 600 days. What does that even mean? I don't understand that comment. Might be a game that you don't like, or a game that you're extremely biased because this guy's always a Sony guy. These comments are just getting dumber and dumber about each time I keep scrolling. So he says they have to keep publishing, they have to keep buying every publisher because otherwise they will be stuck in eternal Halo gears in hell. Okay. Don't forget Everwild, Hellblade 2, Fable, Inexile, New IP, etc. Sony investors have to send the quarterly earning reports. I have to disagree. Why is this trending? I have no idea why this is trending either. I would like to know why this thing is trending. It's got some Microsoft people review The Last of Us Part 2 when literally everybody on Earth who played The Last of Us Part 2 gave their opinions about it. I don't know why this one is so special because some Xbox people who work for Xbox gave their opinions on it. That's the only reason why I think this is trending because this is dumb why this is even trending to begin with. It says the gameplay was quality. Have you seen the weapons upgrade workbench every detail? The put in the work every wait. Have you seen the weapon upgrades workbench every detail? The put am I reading this wrong? Did you write this wrong? Have you seen the weapons upgrade workbench every detail to put in? Okay, I get what you said. We kind of wrote that a little bit wrong. The combat was great. I have no problems with it. What's next? Words don't cut and Ghost of Tsushima. So stupid. Okay. Clearly, Sony Studios thinks so considering they are heavily inspired by Gears when it comes to the combat and third-person games. Active Reload is an Returnal and was a feature that was created in Gears of War. Yeah, they all copy from each other, man. It's just I don't understand like what's they all copy from each other. Xbox literally has no business whatsoever criticizing any of Sony's first-party games or studios. Okay, buddy. Let alone a game that was one of Sony's all-time bestsellers and one of the most Game of the Year game awards ever. So you can't criticize him. That's just stupid. And he says, you probably didn't read it, they praised the game. Yeah, they did praise the game, they just said they didn't like the combat. They thought the combat could be improved, but okay. I thought the combat was impactful. I don't really enjoy bullet sponge and enemy gunplay. Okay. The whole review is positive. People are clinging onto one criticism. Gamers are petty. Cause these people are there. Every Sony produced game has to be a 10 out of 10 to these guys. They treat like every game like it's a 10 out of 10. Like it's just weird. So if you do any type of criticism, you're like the enemy, the grand enemy to Sony and their fanboy nonsense. So you're also fueling the war? What war? This is some fictional stuff. Oh, he's fueling the war. Okay. As a Series X owner, I say Xbox should spend less time reviewing PlayStation games and more time making their own. Looks longingly at PS5 release schedule. Okay. What do they want them to do with these Xbox? We know they are making all these exclusive games on Xbox. What do you want them to do at this point? Like just speed up and release these rushed, buggy games that crash when you're playing it. The games that don't save and you gotta lose all your save data while you're playing the game. Like I don't understand like what they want them to do. What if they know these games are coming out? They're being made. Like what is the issue? Why do people keep saying that? Like they just want them to just rush all these Xbox games out. Like. It's like Resident Evil Village just released. You got the Mass Effect game coming out next week. It's like games are coming out, third-party games. So I don't understand. You got a Series X. I'm a Series X owner. I'm happy with my system right now. I don't understand what the big issue is. You got Game Pass. They get like over 300 games right now. Pretty sure there's games that you haven't played. If you're a gamer, even the most hardcore games you probably haven't played on that system, on that service. So I just don't get it. It's just they just want. They pretty much want Xbox to become like Sony. They just want Xbox to be a complete copy of Sony. Release these AAA, over-the-shoulder third-person games. It's like most like heavily cinematic story pieces with some good like partial gameplay in it. That's like I'm cool with Xbox with Microsoft not being Sony. I'm okay with that. If Sony is so great, then just rock with a Sony. Then rock with PlayStation. Why do you have to keep talking about Xbox? That's just I don't get it. It's just so weird to me. And what about Xbox games reviews? Sorry, correct Xbox. I don't know what are you talking about with that one. Honestly, Night Dog games have always been weird aiming. Always feels kind of sticky and imprecise. Still love the combat in The Last of Us 2, but aiming still isn't up in the standards the rest of the game aspects are. Yeah, and how dare you have an opinion about a Naughty Dog game? How dare you? With some of these guys are acting. That's the thought process when you just critique some of these games. It's like literally. PlayStation fanboys really can't handle criticism of a game they had nothing to do with. Facts. They had nothing to do with making a game. All they did was play the game, and they said you just can't criticize a PlayStation exclusive, especially since it won a Game of the Year award. It's like these comments are so stupid. I think I'll start losing brain cells reading these comments because it's just like I'm just fascinated by how many toxic. Like this guy said, it's amazing how many toxic PlayStation players are. It's like they're compensating for something. It's just seems like they're compensating for something. I don't know what's going on, but they're clearly compensating for something. Because these comments are just ridiculous. The Last of Us 2 is better than any Xbox exclusive. I don't think so. Got these people fuming for real. These people are literally mad. They're probably punching the air because the Microsoft employees, they praised The Last of Us Part 2 as a whole, but they criticized the gameplay and gunplay mechanics, the aiming mechanics, and it's like these dudes are really in their feelings. So yeah, it's just people saying these people are sensitive, like y'all are a sensitive bunch. Yeah, like these guys are super sensitive. It's just weird. The comment section is like being in recess. You see 12-year-olds fighting over stupid stuff. Yeah, it is really that bad. It is pretty bad in this comment section. It's like it's hard to believe some of these people are actual adults. Like these guys are weirdos. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this. It was like I don't know why this is even trending. Why is it trending to begin with? It's just some adults who work at Xbox gave an opinion about a PlayStation exclusive that's doing really well. That's highly acclaimed. Everybody on Earth gave their opinion about this game. I don't know why this trend is because they gave their opinion. It's just really weird. So those are my thoughts about this. Definitely see your comments about this down below. Leave a like if you like this video. And as always, thanks for watching and peace.